On May 26, 2025, the streets of Liverpool were electric. After decades of waiting, Liverpool Football Club had finally secured the Premier League title. Over 1 million fans flooded the city to celebrate the moment. Flags waved, chants echoed, and the red of Liverpool stretched across every corner of the city. But what began as a historic day of celebration turned, in seconds, into one of the most terrifying incidents in recent UK history. Just after 6 p.m., as the open-top bus carrying Liverpool's stars passed through Water Street, a grey Ford Galaxy suddenly accelerated into the crowd. No warning, no signs. It was chaos. Screams tore through the air as people were thrown across the pavement. Some ran, others froze. And in the middle of it all, more than 100 people were left injured. Emergency services responded within minutes. First responders battled through the panicked crowd. Street medics set up makeshift triage centers. Local hospitals went into emergency mode. Of the 109 people hurt, 50 were rushed to medical centers with serious injuries. Among them were 4 children, several elderly fans, and even a pregnant woman. The youngest victim was just 9 years old. Police arrested the 53-year-old driver at the scene. Authorities confirmed he was a local resident with no known ties to extremist groups. Though terrorism was ruled out early, the severity of the incident prompted a full investigation by counter-terrorism units and public safety officials. He has since been charged with multiple counts, including dangerous driving and grievous bodily harm with intent. But this wasn't just a car crash. It was a public safety failure. Despite months of preparation, gaps in the event's security protocol were exposed. The driver allegedly followed a temporary ambulance route to bypass barricades. That single loophole gave him access to one of the most crowded points on the route. Crowd control experts immediately criticized the lack of reinforced barriers in key areas, especially on Water Street, where no bollards had been installed. In past years, similar events in places like Berlin, Nice, and Toronto had taught cities hard lessons about vehicle-borne threats. But in Liverpool, the response was too slow and too reactive. In the days that followed, the UK government launched a full-scale review of event safety nationwide. New regulations are now being considered, including smart barriers, AI-powered crowd surveillance, and stricter road closures during large-scale public events. But this story isn't just about numbers, it's about people. Liam Thomas, a 28-year-old die-hard Liverpool fan, lost his leg in the attack. He was there with his father and younger brother. That day was meant to be a family memory. Now it's a nightmare they can't forget. Another fan, 9-year-old Elsie Jackson, survived with multiple rib fractures. She had been lifted onto her father's shoulders just moments before the impact. Her father's quick thinking likely saved her life, but not without injury. And then there's Mark O'Neill, a delivery driver who was on his break nearby. When he heard the screams, he ran toward the wreckage and helped to lift the car off a group of trapped fans. Doctors believe his actions saved at least 2 lives. The emotional toll was just as devastating. Trauma counselors reported a 150% increase in calls from people who witnessed the crash. Schools in the area offered therapy sessions for children. Local pubs turned into community support centers overnight. Liverpool's mayor issued a public apology, promising full accountability and immediate reform. A permanent memorial is now planned for Water Street, and the next LFC celebration will include controlled ticketing and pre-screened access zones. But the city also responded with resilience. Within 72 hours, fans began returning to the streets, not to celebrate, but to help. They donated blood, volunteered at shelters, and raised over £400,000 for the victims' families. Globally, the incident reignited the conversation around vehicle-related mass casualty events. Cities worldwide have quietly increased their investments in mobile barricades, autonomous threat detection, and real-time surveillance tools. The aim is simple: make sure this never happens again. This tragedy stands as a powerful reminder of how quickly joy can turn to disaster. A single overlooked vulnerability in a system can affect hundreds of lives. It's not just about planning events, it's about planning for the unexpected. In Liverpool, the red shirts still wave, but now with a heavier heart. This wasn't just a sports celebration gone wrong. It was a wake-up call, one that showed how fragile even the happiest moments can be and how important it is to protect them. Because joy deserves to be safe, and people deserve to go home from a celebration, not to a hospital. This is Factology, bringing you the real stories that matter, no matter how difficult they are to tell.